Steven,
You.
North Carolina was amazing.
The best.
I don't even know
Tell
where
me all about it. What'd you do?
Well, first we drove 8
Did a
hours.
helicopter?
Did the helicopter? North Carolina.
Then there was a beach. Then there was a house.
Did you wear your jeans on the beach again?
I will
I'm
be.
sure that happened.
Well, I don't own. I mean,
you look like you got a tan.
I don't even know where we're going. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
My brother booked a place 9 months ago. There's 11 people going. A bunch of them have kids. So I'm going to take my camera so I can be useful and take nice photos for the kids, for the parents, so they can have nice things.
Yeah.
Because who else is going to take good pictures if I don't take them?
Nobody.
Right?
Except you,
It's
yeah.
the best of the best. Let me do the intro and then we'll tell you what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto. Was that a baby I heard crying?
Well, you were taking pictures.
Was that a baby I heard crying?
It was a baby crying at the beach.
Down
Get
the shore.
that baby. Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. Welcome to a different RAWtalk episode number 194.
A very special episode.
And why I say it's very different is I am away.
Because you're not really here.
I'm technically not
But
here.
you
Actually,
are.
I am home
Jared?
Where Jared? Jared.
Jared!
I'm home by the time. I'm hopefully home.
Yeah.
Knock on wood. By the time that this comes out.
He's
So my
currently
brother.
blinding people with his pale skin at the beach.
I'm gonna wear my I Shoot Raw underwear as my bathing suit on the beach.
Just put
Quick
I Shoot
tip.
Raw on with suntan
Backwards?
sunscreen. Yeah. And so
What
you
I
can-
should do is I should cut a hole.
Using my body as a reflector.
I should take one
Quick
of the
tip.
one of the old shirts and cut out the I Shoot Raw.
get a tan with it.
Dude, great idea,
Yeah,
Todd.
you're
Do you get
welcome.
burned?
I would. Yes. I get sunburnt.
Not like me though, where
I
it's
mean,
like
he
5 minutes and you're
disintegrates in
burned.
the sun.
I
Like a vampire.
I try to sit under the umbrellas. But so what's going on is my brother booked a trip. He booked a house in North Carolina, out I guess in the Outer Banks, 9 months ago. And so that's where I'm going for a week off.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna take my work with me. I'm gonna take a camera.
Yeah, what's vacation
I'm gonna
without
take
work?
a tripod. Because maybe I'll make some content down there. Maybe I'll make some content. Maybe
Sure.
what?
Work.
I want to work. I can't not work for a week. I can't sit there for a week. But you guys are busy editing.
I'm going on
thankfully.
vacation. I don't know what you're talking about. Todd and I are going down the shore.
No,
So
we're
we
going-
didn't
we're
want
going
to
to
take a
Sugar
week
House.
off.
Yeah.
And because we didn't want to take a week off, there was no need. We could do this because we actually have an interview coming up with Misshattan. She is big on Instagram, and it's a great conversation about her origins of how she was in corporate America. and decided to say that corporate America isn't for me. I need to get out and follow my passion, which is photography.
Good for her.
So that interview's coming up. So we didn't want to take a week off so you didn't have something to listen to
Yeah.
or watch. So we're here.
Yeah.
We're going to make this episode. The only thing we won't have photo news because
We
it
don't
hasn't
want to be
happened yet.
2 weeks old.
No, it hasn't happened yet.
Oh yeah, it didn't happen.
It didn't happen yet.
But
Photo news hasn't happened.
Did happen.
No, it hasn't happened.
Yeah.
Because I talk in the present tense. It theoretically, technically hasn't happened yet. But we still have Gear of the Week, we still have Flying Solo, and we have the interview.
Jam-packed show.
And did I say Wheel of FRO? And Wheel of FRO, so we're even spinning that.
Yep.
So we almost have the whole thing except for photo news.
Yep.
So let me do a pluggy McPluggerson. Adorama Pics is still giving a code right now. The code is not written here. I started, let me think about the code. It was FroBook NP for Norman Porter.
All caps.
Well, I wrote it as all caps.
Yeah.
FroBook NP at adoramapics.com to get 21% off your entire photo book order. I'm not sure when it ends, so use it. But if you don't want to use this code, that's fine. Sign up for their email list and follow them on Twitter.
Now, what if they told me that I'm not allowed to have the codes?
Sign up for their email list or following them on Twitter because they always put out discount codes for prints, books, metal stuff, and you might as well take advantage of that when it happens. So the first thing we said that we're going to do is get into the interview.
Yeah.
All right. So
It's a girl.
It is. We have Misshattan, which is at Misshattan on the Instagram. She has almost 400,000 followers there.
Oh my God.
She gave you the bump, didn't she?
I don't think I got
The
a
Insta
Misshattan bump.
No?
I don't think she tagged me. I actually have to check.
I thought she did something.
I know you asked her to.
Yeah,
Like,
I
you were
remember
really
you asked
sweating.
her.
Her.
Oh, I
Like, will you please, mention me?
I haven't sent the
You're like
photo
begging
yet.
her, yeah.
I know you're like begging her.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Begging her. I said, why don't we take a selfie together and we'll put it up.
Naked.
You guys are such dicks. You are dioks.
Diox.
You almost seem a little smitten.
Nah.
All right. We'll see.
No.
We'll see how the interview goes.
This is all business, yo.
I know. All right.
It's like a mullet. No party in the back, though. It was just
not what he
Business in
said.
the front, party in the back.
No, it was just business. We're here to do business. Miss Hatton is a contemporary.
business.
It was business. You guys were here the whole time. Anyway, so it's a very good interview about the origins of Miss Hatton, how she got to where she is, how she's gotten the job she's gotten, and where she plans on going in the future with it. So right now, enjoy this interview with Miss Hatton. How big are you on the Instagram?
I don't know, like 300 and something thousand.
What's the exact number? Because I guarantee you check every day.
At 394.
You do check, don't you?
Boom. 394.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
How did you get the start on the Instagram?
It was fun. It was all for fun. My friend asked me to download it because they knew I love to take photos, and they're like, "You should post on Instagram." And I'm like, "What's Instagram?" We were at a barbecue, and I downloaded it and I posted my first photo, and that made history. Yeah.
Well, how did the building process happen? Because it's not like you just turn on Instagram and people automatically find you,
No.
unless they automatically find you because they feature you.
Yes, but how it started for me was it was more of a personal thing that I would do. I would post things that I would see or do, and like random like street photography and stuff like that. Nothing like too major, like how now I take it seriously. Back then it was just, it was more of just my daily life. And when I was commuting to work, I'd, see Manhattan and this beautiful, like my building had the best views of the city.
What was
And
work?
I was working in finance at JP Morgan.
Before the crash or after the crash?
After
Or
the
during
crash.
the crash?
I'm not that old. My God.
I know.
After
Well,
the crash.
the crash
I'm a
was 2008.
youngin'. I know.
You're not.
I graduated college 2011.
So you came out at almost the worst time for financial disasters in the history of disasters.
Yes, but yeah, that was more of a guaranteed, like, here, you can make X amount of dollars a year. So I'm like, let me go the business route.
So you were
And
doing
that's what I did.
the finance thing. Where did the
did the
photography
finance
come
thing.
into play?
Photography was just a passion of mine throughout my whole life. And it just grew with Instagram. Like, it just kind of inspired me to keep posting and keep taking photos and sharing it with people.
Were you shooting Instagram photos with the phone, or were you taking DSLR and then?
I did both. But a lot of it was my phone because it was like easier access.
So we met in
great.
Las Vegas.
We did Vegas, baby.
It was thanks. Hey, we don't tell anybody because
What happens in Vegas?
we share on RAWtalk. Is usually what happens.
Yeah,
we share
ooh.
everything on everything. I mean, you share every single.
I'm just what? I just got a notification.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you addicted to your phone?
I'm not addicted to my phone, but I mean, I like to, keep in touch.
All right. So we met in Vegas.
We did.
Thanks to Canon.
Canon, shouts to Canon.
Well, Canon decided they wanted to. They're like, Jared, would you like to fly in a helicopter and take pictures over Vegas, and we'll pay for it? I'm like, well, we already booked our flight home for the same day. And then I've changed it. And so then I was like, sure. But they didn't say that Natalie would be there. They just said, some Instagram people, this guy or this girl. And then I'm like, okay, we want to fly in the helicopter. Get us all the gear we need. I won't tell you what happened to the gear that we needed because we ended up using our own gear. But so I met you there.
Yeah.
So are you known for doing aerials?
Yeah, that's a big part of what I do is aerial photography, and every city that I go to, I try to, see it from the sky.
How did you end up getting into that?
It was actually, with help of Instagram, a lot of people started sharing my photos, and they really enjoyed my photos. And there was a company that reached out to me saying, hey, we love your photography, and we want to take you up in our helicopter. And I said, okay, let's do it. I'm all about this, adventurous, anything that has to do with like adrenaline, I love. So I did it, and I was hooked.
Let me ask you that, though. Instagram contacted you?
No. It has nothing to do with Instagram specifically. It's another company, but through Instagram, they saw my photography.
Right. So it's not like you start today with 0 and tomorrow you have 400,000. What was the way that you use to get people to discover you?
I think it's just really important to just engage with your community, and if you comment on people's photos or similar profiles to yours where you can kind of get some sort of interaction, I think that's the best way. And there's other ways like the hashtags work, just to show your work off, and And yeah, from there it just builds on and word of mouth.
Were the hashtags one of the main reasons? Did
I think
somebody
a little,
feature you?
I think a little bit of everything. Oh, features are definitely important. I feel like, there's a lot of like photography features, like photography blogs and stuff that feature your work in different, websites even. It doesn't have to even specifically be on Instagram, but like, so New York Times would say, 10 Instagrammers to follow, so like stuff like that
and
as
how
well.
did that just organically happens?
That just organically happens.
Because your name so happens to be Misshattan?
I mean, it all comes from content. You have good content, then
Well, quality work.
quality is everything.
If you don't have quality work, then people aren't going to latch onto it.
Exactly.
You could have one viral hit on the YouTube, but if you're not making quality content consistently, people aren't going to decide to subscribe. That you've seen that, or I've seen it, where people have a massive hit on YouTube and they got like 20,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
And then they come out with a video 6 months later and nothing happens because that's just the nature of the beast.
Is it because it's 6 months later? Like they haven't been.
Well, they didn't capitalize on the first one.
Okay.
Because a lot of the times they don't expect things. You don't make. I mean, yes, you can set out to make a video that has the potential to do something. We talk about Casey Neistat all the time.
Yeah.
When he went and did the thing during the blizzard in New York City, it's like
Epic.
that has the potential.
Yeah.
Because one, he's got the following already that he's built and cultivated, and two, it was unique and interesting and New York, and he put it out in the world, and it just explodes.
Yeah.
But he still continues to make other pieces of content that keep people interested day in and day out.
Totally, yeah.
So were you doing photography as a passion while you were working in the financial world?
I was.
And then how did you make the transition, or did the transition come to you to get paid to start doing photos?
I guess people started realizing like, oh, this girl could take photos, and they would ask me to take photos for them. And in the beginning I would do it for free. And then slowly but surely I would like network and meet other people and get these jobs. Like I'd take photo. I remember I did something at like Terminal 23, which is a Nike Jordan's private basketball court for Carmelo Anthony. And I was just shooting around for fun. I got
You were shooting hoops?
No,
or shooting photos?
okay, so there was an event.
That was funny.
That was good. I shoot hoops too. I grew up playing basketball.
Really?
I did.
What was your team?
Oh my god! What do you mean? What was my team?
Was the Knicks? They suck.
Hey,
What, the
I'm a
Nets?
Knicks fan because I grew up, loving the Knicks.
I may go sit on the floor at the Knicks game one day. I have a friend. Met a friend.
Really? Oh my
I met
god!
a friend.
Can I meet your friend?
He's married with 4 kids.
I don't not
And
like
he has
that.
and he has a Super Bowl ring too.
Relax.
He's got a ring.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
He's a cool guy.
Oh, nice.
Maybe I'll see if we can get an extra one.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'll see who I can bring.
All right. Cool.
Steven may want to go.
Steven can come, right? Wait, hold on. But me? Over me? Steven?
Yeah.
You're in? Wait, no.
So you were shooting hoops.
I was shooting hoops, and I was taking I was so fascinated by the gym that I couldn't stop taking photos of it. And I was scrolling through the photos at the end of like the gym session, and one of the guys that works there was like, "Wow, those photos are great. Like, we'll pay you for those." And I'm like, "What? Like, really?" I'm
In
like,
Jordans.
not in Jordans, in check format.
That's good.
But yeah, no, and it was like really cool to kind of be appreciated for what you do. And from there, they became a client of mine, and I would shoot for them occasionally. I would go during lunch breaks at my office, or like I would say that I was visiting the dentist or something.
You lied.
I mean, it's not it's like,
No, that's a lie.
It's a lie.
If you tell them something that wasn't what you were actually doing.
But I was always there. I don't know. I was always there long hours. So I felt like it's okay to go away for like 2-3 hours occasionally.
I mean, it's corporate America.
And towards the end, I was just like so in love with photography that I'm like, I can't, like, it was like an addiction. Like, I can't help it. Like, I need to take photos.
Was it a scary decision to leave a cush job?
So it was always in the back of my mind, but I never thought that I could actually, have the courage to get up and leave. Because, I went to school I got a degree in finance, and this is what I've always thought I was going to end up doing. And this one night I was shooting for a luxury car brand, and I had this incredible car, and I was taking photos of it throughout New York City.
Was it a Bentley?
It was not a Bentley.
Just kidding.
But yeah, it was a really beautiful sports car, and yeah, I was taking photos of it all night, like obnoxiously parked in the middle of the streets of New York City, Sunday morning.
Typical New Yorker stuff.
Yeah,
Just
like
do
in
what
the
you
middle
want.
of, I mean, you gotta, if you want something, you gotta just, I'd stop in the middle of the street in Times Square, run out, take some photos, and then like a police officer would drive by and like look at me. I'm like, officer, I'm sorry, just one photo, and he's like, no, like nice car.
He's like, no, but nice car.
He's like, no, it's okay or whatever, but
It's
like,
New
that's
York.
a nice car. And it, it was like 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm not hurting anyone. It was safe.
Hey.
Safe-ish. And yeah, and then, I took all these photos and then I ran back home, dropped my camera gear off, ran back to my office. I had to be at the office at 7 in the morning, 7:30. And I was sitting there. I was so angry. I didn't bring my camera to my office, and I just wanted to see the photos that I took from the night before because I knew they came out incredible. Just hit me like then and there. I'm like, this is not for me. Like, I should not be here right now. Like,
then
my
you
mind.
walked into your boss's office and said, screw you, I'm going home.
So I told my coworker Christine, she's a really good friend of mine, and I'm like, Chris, like, I think I'm gonna quit. Like, I can't do this. She's like, Natalie, like, you haven't slept all night. Like, you could do it tomorrow. Just like do the rational thing. Wait until tomorrow. Sleep it off and kind of see how you feel. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. Like, I didn't like. Maybe I'm just going crazy right now. I went back to my desk and I sat down and I'm like, no. Like, if I don't do it right now, like if I don't take this chance on myself, then I'm never gonna do it. And it felt so right. I felt so amped that I went and I gave them my notice.
Did they let you go right away?
They asked for an additional 2 weeks, so I did like a extra month. Like instead of a 2-week notice, I did like 4 weeks, which was fine. I don't mind. You never want to, burn bridges.
Did any of those? Did that job in any way help you get any other photo jobs?
Which job? Like
Not the car job, but I mean the corporate gig.
Yeah, because it's all word of mouth, and I definitely did work with like Nike and Jordan a lot of times other than that one specific time. And then from there, other brands, I think like Hennessy had contacted me and like all these other brands had contacted me.
Are they all finding you on Instagram or it's just the word of mouth
I think
part?
it's a combination of both. I think it's a little bit of everything, but Instagram is definitely a great way to showcase what you can do.
What other social networks are you using?
I use Facebook a lot. I really like Facebook, especially now they have Facebook Live, which is a lot of fun. So I'll be like up on helicopters doing a quick Facebook Live video showing like the camera gear that I have. Snapchat was fun until Instagram came out with Instagram Insta stories or whatever you want to call it,
which we've discussed. My team has discussed on last week's episode, but we can still talk about it here because I think it's a perfect discussion for you. Mm-hmm. You have almost 400,000 people on Instagram. Mm-hmm. Which is probably larger than what you have on Snapchat, mm-hmm. because Snapchat, you can't just discover somebody out of nowhere. You must go to them because somebody said you must go to this person, mm-hmm. or you told them to go to you. And with the direct, exact rip-off of Snapchat, it's the same thing. Mm-hmm. It's pretty damn close right now. They don't have all the chat features. But in the first couple days, and let me just tell you guys that we're recording this on the second day that Instagram Stories has been available. So we're recording this early because I'm away. Technically not away right now. Or am I still away? Nope, I'll be home by the time this is out.
We're like in the future right now.
Something along those lines. So we're still at the early stages of it. What have you seen reach-wise?
Oh my God, my reach is significantly higher on Instagram Stories. And yeah, I feel like it's similar to Snapchat, but to me, I feel like my audience on Instagram is different in a sense of like I do want to be more photocentric. Like I do want to showcase my photography more and stuff like that. I feel like Snapchat, I was just having fun with it.
But are they different? Because are those the people that you told to go watch your Snapchat when Insta Stories wasn't around?
Yeah.
So your following is on Instagram. You said, go follow me on Snapchat to look at behind the scenes things. So those people jumped to go do that. Mm-hmm. Maybe some didn't want to download Snapchat. So the people that you're broadcasting to on Instagram are the people that do give a shit.
Yeah, totally.
Now, I know we discussed this real quick at lunch. You want your photography to stand out, but you also want to do the behind the scenes thing. And I think with Instagram, the way that it is right now is if people don't want to consume the Snapchatty style stuff, they don't. And if they want to just consume the photos, they can go ahead and do that.
I love that. That's like one of my favorite things about stories. It doesn't interfere with your feed. And what's cool is that you can download something that you put on your Instagram story onto your Instagram feed, which is amazing.
Yeah, you can.
If you have like a really cool, story, I feel like.
So what is your goal with social media? Is your goal to get more people to watch, or is it to get more jobs? Because let me preface this. When I started with YouTube, my goal was to end up getting more photo jobs, and it didn't actually happen. I got questions, and then that's why I transitioned and pivoted into the direction of being the authority in that field. So what is social media for you?
I think that's like the stage that I'm at now, where I want to do both. I'm still trying to figure out what route I should go and what people really want to see.
Well, what do you want to do?
What do I want to do? Oh man, I want to do it all. I feel like there's so many. It's not limited to just those two things. I want photo jobs, of course, and I want to teach people as well. I want to change people. I want people to take a photo and feel like, oh yeah, I saw this because Misshattan took it, and I want to take something similar. So yeah.
So where do you want to go? What social network is the other one?
Oh
Because
my God.
it becomes more work.
And I know that's why I'm like asking you all these YouTube things, because it's pretty cool that like you have so many subscribers who want to learn from you, and I can't even imagine all the people that you taught photography. That's amazing, and videography, which is awesome. Millions?
At this
What?
point, it's millions.
That's amazing.
I mean, there's 78 million views.
Yeah.
Which I still feel isn't
Crazy.
enough, and I still want more.
It's never enough. I know. And the moment you feel like it's enough is the moment you're done.
Yeah.
So good
Is
for you.
that why Morgan Stanley crashed? Because they never had enough. So then they got into the printing their own money game and faking it till they blew up the system.
Yeah, well,
And it's a discussion for another day.
another day, another show.
So you were talking about do you want to do YouTube? What do you want to do?
I want to do YouTube. I want to I really do. It's just I'm intimidated by like the time and dedication. I can't even imagine how much time you put into all of these videos.
We put in quite a lot of time over the last 6 years
Crazy.
in creating the 2,300
God.
videos.
Yeah.
That's the thing is you either start and you're fully dedicated to it, or you don't.
Totally.
Because if you just half-ass it, it's not going to be the same.
Yeah.
For you, I know you say you want to teach some, so maybe you could do some of that angle, but there are a lot of teachers, and I'm not saying that if you did it today, it wouldn't be beneficial to people. I'm saying that maybe that's not the direction for you. Maybe the direction is the behind-the-scenes look at your life, and that's more of a vlog, and that's going to attract more of a lot of times the tween audience, the younger audience, to follow along on those journeys. Like what Casey Neistat has. He has a lot of tween audience followers. You travel all over. You have jobs for a lot of different people. And you're going to interesting places, so people want to know more. If you're able to capture that and then turn it into a video consistently and do the work, it becomes a job unto itself.
Yeah.
You're doing photo gigs, you're making videos. What are you doing? Which one is why?
Yeah.
It just seems like for you being a little different than what I'm doing is that you are out there in the world taking you're taking jobs, photo jobs. You're getting calls. You're doing that stuff. They're taking you places.
Are you not doing any photo jobs
I
occasionally?
rarely take
Really?
a photo
Okay.
job.
Wow, I didn't know that. Okay.
Well, yeah, a lot of the stuff that I do, like all of the 5-minute portraits are they would be jobs,
Yeah.
except the only thing is I'm giving these people the photos for access
Just
in
to-
exchange that we make the video and then we put it out into the world.
Yeah.
I'm happy being at this place right now.
Yeah.
To me, not to have to worry about where the next job is coming from
Is great.
That is a place that every photographer, I think,
Dreams of.
every creative dreams of being able to get to the point where you don't have to do those jobs.
Totally.
I did it since I was 15 years old
That's amazing.
till 29 when I started this, and even later because I was still shooting weddings to make money.
Yeah.
It's I did where's my next wedding going to come from? When's my next gig going to come in? I have 12 weddings this year, but oh my God, it's over.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? I don't like that, and now I've traded that feeling for other feelings here, of course,
Totally.
because that never goes away. But
Yeah.
your vlog, your Snapchat is long. That is very vlog-ish. If you were able to come up with a way to do your story, to follow some kind of format that you create that's unique to you, that resonates with people, that could be something that works. It's still an uphill battle on YouTube, starting from nothing,
Yeah.
which is where everybody starts. Nobody starts with something.
On any platform.
But you still have your 400,000 on Instagram. So you will convert some of them. And then hopefully if it's stuff that resonates with people, it will be shared and commented and liked. And it also, see, this helps with your brand equity, because we know that a lot of these companies that you work with care about numbers.
Totally.
And they look at the fictitious number of 400,000 and don't look at the 6,000 to 8,000 likes and be like, why is there 3% liking? You know what I mean? And I'm not saying it's bad. That's the thing on Instagram. It's everybody's. If you have 1 million, you're going to get like no more than 100 or 80,000 likes or something. But people are still consuming it. But when you put these other channels out there and they see there's action and there's people watching, your price goes up, because not only are they paying you to be a creative and a photographer, they're paying you to get the word out there about what they're doing, which I think they kind of do now, don't they? Sort of.
They do, yeah.
So but it expands even further.
Totally.
Because maybe they're like, oh, we want you to drive this car around the country and stop in 10 cities, and we're going to give you $100,000 an episode to do it. You know?
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
That's the stuff that you have the capability of doing.
Yeah.
So what are some of the clients that you're allowed to talk about that you've worked with?
Well, I'm a brand ambassador for Cadillac. So, I know you're looking at me funny.
I mean, Cadillacs are cool.
They're really super cool. I've driven an Escalade, like I've used them, and they're great cars. But for me as a woman, I don't want to drive something too big.
Uh-huh.
So I think that's more, that's
So which
down
one are
the
you
road.
driving?
I'm driving the CT6.
And the CT6 is that, would you call that ivory color?
It's like an ivory
Iridescent?
white, pearl white.
So I saw the car in that iridescent reflective color. I hear it has reclining back seats that heat and cool.
Heat and cool, but the best feature is like they massage.
They like, do they have a shiatsu in there? The old shiatsu massager?
I mean, no, but it's amazing. It's great. Every time I bring any of my friends in the car and they like obviously everyone's sitting, and I'm like, all right, guys, turn on. Like, it's the first rule when you get in the car is like turn on the massage, because it's amazing.
So how'd the Cadillac thing come about?
So I've worked with, different car brands, and Cadillac really liked what I was doing. I'd done a few production shoots for them. So I went to Dubai with them, and I shot, they did a fashion show / reveal, like car reveal for the CT6. So I shot that. I did a production shoot for them, like here and there. And from there, I guess they saw what I would do, and their slogan and what they aim to gear towards as entrepreneurs, and it's daring greatly. So they saw what I did, leaving my job, as daring greatly to pursue my passions, and they thought it would be a great fit.
Sure.
Yeah.
That brings up a question that has nothing to do with cars.
Okay.
Because I didn't ask this. You got a job in finance out of school, and then you started doing photos. Do you have any photo background? Or did you just pick up a camera and figure it out?
I picked up a camera and figured it out when I was 12. I feel like I was always taking photos. I think most important.
So in 2002?
Was it? Oh my God, I don't even know. I don't know then.
Wasn't 2002.
It wasn't?
I don't think you were 12 in 2002. Were you?
How old are you now?
How old am I now?
I wanted to ask you, yeah.
I'm 35.
35.
Yeah.
Ah, nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Cool. I grew up taking photos. I think it's really important just to first have a vision, and then you can learn the technical stuff later. But you could take your iPhone.
You just checked your messages?
And, learn about composition and learn about, different things, which is,
Absolutely.
And then from there, if you decide to buy an SLR camera, you can figure out how to, use it.
Did you shoot RAW?
I did shoot RAW.
Right away?
Not right away. It was I was young, and I remember I saw something online saying always shoot RAW. So that's when I learned about, the difference of shooting RAW and not shooting RAW.
So what other companies have you worked with, or do you currently work with?
I do that stuff with Canon. So Canon, with Canon's print team, they sell my photos on their website.
Yeah, but do you have a P4? Do you have a Pro
really
4000?
Stop it right now. Don't even talk to me about this right here, right now. Stop it, Jared.
Pro 4000.
You're playing with fire right now.
Well, you live in New York. You probably don't have the space to put it.
I don't have the space. I don't have the luxury of air in my apartment, but you make room for things.
Would you take a Pro 4000?
I would. I'd throw out my bed and I just put it right in the middle of my room.
You hear that, Canon? Natalie wants a Pro 4000 sent to her apartment. You should do that.
Yeah.
So Canon, Cadillac, any hotels?
Hotel. I just finished working with the Ritz-Carlton.
How'd they find you?
In Dorado Beach. They found me through social media. They liked my photos and they invited me to check out what they have to offer.
I'm going to ask this question.
Totally.
Don't take offense.
Oh,
and
man.
Nobody called a sexist question at all. Do you think being a girl, a woman, a lady, a female, let me hit all of the proper terms, has helped with what you're doing?
Well, I think to each their own. Everyone is their own person. And as a female, there definitely isn't that many females that do what I do. So I think that does help my brand and my business. But there are females that do similar things. I just think, everyone's their own person and, you just figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why? Do you think that because I'm a female? Is that?
No, that's not what I was
You
getting
don't like
at.
my photos?
That's not what I was getting
You don't
at.
like my photography?
Your photography?
I didn't say fro.
You did. Do you have fro on the brain?
You hear what you want to hear.
I know. No, I was not getting at it that way.
Okay.
I was just asking because I know there's always people that say about everybody that you're getting this because of X, Y, and Z. It still comes down to quality work, and your work definitely speaks for itself. We've seen it, and you can check it out at Misshattan on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I just felt like that was a question to ask.
Oh, no,
because a lot of people
that is
like
true.
to
A lot of
think
people like to assume,
go that
like,
way.
oh, you got this because of that. But, you need to stop assuming why I got this and why you need to think about why you're not doing it. I feel like people need to stop.
Are you talking to me? I mean, you're looking right at me. Oh, wait, that's
I'm
because
just
of the interview.
saying,
No, those are all good points.
Yeah.
And it totally makes sense. And
Yeah.
you put yourself out there to be successful.
Thanks.
You've taken the jump. You schmooze very well.
I schmooze? Am I
You're-
schmoozing you?
No, but you're very personable.
Oh, thanks.
So people like you.
Thank you, yeah.
Or do they like you?
I don't know.
I don't know. So you have those things. You got a car brand, you've got a camera brand, you've got a hotel brand. What else is out there?
A lot of liquor brands.
Yeah, why?
I don't know. I guess
you
maybe
an
because I'm a
alcoholic?
female or something, and maybe that's when it comes to play. I don't know. They it just accumulate. Like once I did it, who was my first? It wasn't a liquor brand when I first started with beverages. It was Honest Tea. Honest Tea. Yeah.
Honesty is such a lonely word. It's Billy Joel.
Oh my God.
Fellow
You
New
should
Yorker.
Let him sing.
Let
it.
him sing it?
Yeah.
I will.
Whoa.
So Honest
Actually,
Tea.
we weren't too bad. Yeah. Honest Tea. I did some fast shutter shot of the tea splashing, and they really liked it. And then I, posted that on my social media, and other brands would say oh, we love that photo. Can you do something similar, or do something with our brand, or do something cool? So then I worked with Glenlivet. I worked with the Bacardi and Absolute Elix, and just a bunch of Budweiser.
I don't drink.
You don't drink?
I'm not I mean, I occasionally
I thought you
will
were
have
drunk
an old
right
fashioned.
now. Oh my God.
No, all I had today was pho.
Oh, okay.
Pho. Sorry, let me pho.
That was delicious.
Pho.
Well, if you ever drink and you need somebody to hold your hair back,
Dude, not gonna happen.
I got you.
Thanks.
I got you.
Ow, your
Ooh.
diamond ring hitting me in the hand. I'm just busting
You're
you.
pointing out.
Well, maybe you could take me to one of the parties.
Oh yeah, if you ever come to New York, I know how much you love it there.
I'll hop on a train and
You
go.
would?
It depends on the party. Because
Okay.
I'd go for 5 minutes and be like, why'd I even come to this? I
Yeah,
don't even
right.
like this stuff.
Yeah,
I hate
right.
parties. It's too loud.
Oh, stop it! You don't get those vibes with you.
Oh,
Come
I
on.
do.
No.
Yeah, and me at parties. I'm like, can we go yet?
No, stop.
Let me check my phone.
Life is short. You got to enjoy every moment. And there's somebody at that party that you can be talking to that you could learn something new. So just enjoy.
Dude, the problem at the party is it's like, hey, how's it going over there? and I'm right next to you, and it'd be like, "It's a good drink, right? Huh? Well, I can't hear you over the."
That's when you dance. It's okay. You could like dance a little and.
Oh,
you know,
I dance a lot. I'll take my
dance
shirt
a lot.
off.
Dance right now. Can you dance on the table?
No.
Do we have a wide angle lens to capture you? Do you
We've
have like
got
an
the GoPro.
aerial?
It's right there.
Oh, where? Oh, what's up, man?
Yeah, the GoPro can totally capture quite a bit.
Awesome. It's so cool. All right.
So what's the future for you?
The future, I don't know. It constantly evolves. That's like the interesting part about like creating. That's the interesting part about creating is that, you know, you always want to kind of push your creative limits and try something new. And I know I've spoken to you about this a while ago, but I do want to get into like doing like more videos and, you know, stuff like that.
And I think you should start with the Insta Snap.
Yeah.
I think you should play with the Insta Snap and see how that grows and helps promote your brand. I mean, I would exploit every aspect of the things. What, exploit?
Yeah.
Not in a bad way.
Okay,
I'm not talking about exploiting readers. I would say I would exploit the social media that you use to the fullest of its potential to work with large clients.
Yeah.
Because you bring the aspect of photography and representation of a brand.
Yeah,
And that
totally.
is strong because not a lot of people can do that, you know? Just not a lot of people are capable of doing that. So that is something that I would, in a business sense, exploit and really beat the shit out of because you just take those gigs and keep growing those gigs.
Yeah.
I've got 2 questions from Fro readers that came in.
Oh, man. Okay. Cool.
Patrick Jacoby.
What's up, Patrick?
I have a larger Instagram following than I do on Snapchat and see more opportunities through Instagram stories than Snap stories. From someone with a larger following on both platforms, do you think Instagram stories will make creating/maintaining a Snapchat account pointless for businesses as the Insta stories evolve, or is there a Snapchat following that won't transfer to Instagram? Thanks. I said thanks.
Did you say
No,
thanks?
he said it one word.
Okay. I like the way you said it.
Thanks.
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 I think, you know, I mean, Instagram is where primarily most of the users are, and then they're slowly migrating to Snapchat. So the fact that Instagram has this kind of a feature, I think will be really big for them and not so great for Snapchat.
Yeah, but Snapchat has Discovery. They have the Discover stories, the news, which I guess that's how the
Which is
tweens
great.
are consuming stuff.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah, and I don't and based off this question, I think it goes back to what we said earlier that your original readers found you there on Instagram and then transitioned to Snapchat.
Yeah.
There's no reason why they're not still on Instagram.
Yeah.
So it's going to be tough, but with what Instagram has done in 2 days to Snapchat, if they continue to evolve and
Which they will.
They'll add the chatting functions. They'll add that stuff. They'll add the stories. They're going to add filters because Facebook bought a bunch of companies that do those filter type things. You're going to see a big brawl. By the numbers, 500 million daily active users on Instagram, 300 million daily active users on Snapchat.
Oh, I didn't know
So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Snapchat also turned down multiple $1 billion in cash way back in the day when Zuck tried to buy Instagram, and Evan Spiegel said no.
Yeah.
He's going to keep it himself.
Yeah.
Next question. Epimarl Elton from Brazil. This is a question for @Misshattan. How was your transition from the corporate world to photography? What words of incentive can you give to those who are struggling to take the same step?
Interesting. Well, it was definitely a roller coaster ride, that's for sure. You know, my lifestyle completely changed.
I won't sing that song,
What song?
the roller coaster song.
Sing
by
it
Red
right
Hot
now,
Chili
please.
My life is like a roller coaster, baby, baby. Come on and ride my roller coaster down the road. I'm making up. Go ahead. I interrupted you.
Okay. No, that was great. Yeah, so it was a roller coaster ride, and it was definitely a transition. And I didn't know how I was feeling. Like one day I'd be happy, the next day I'd be like, "What am I doing?" Because you know you're starting out. So I think if you go in with the mentality of I have to treat this as much like I treated my corporate job and give it, my 8 hours a day and work 9 to 5, let's say, and really dedicate my time to this, then, I feel like as long as you give in time for what you want and you have certain goals, you can accomplish it.
That's good.
Yeah.
Anything you have, any brand out there that you want to talk to right now into that camera that you want to work with that should work with you?
Brands.
I mean, is there somebody that you want to shoot that you haven't shot or work with?
I don't know, honestly. I feel like I'm so overwhelmed that...
Are you that busy right now?
It's been pretty busy.
That's good.
It's been pretty busy. And yeah, I kind of want to just take a little step back for a second and just kind of figure out
You need an
what
airline.
I want to do. An airline, that would be nice. Air Misshattan.
Well, not your own airline,
Oh.
unless you have the financial backing from Morgan Stanley, Dean Witter, and...
Hey, a girl could dream.
Yeah, but what I meant was you could work with one of the large
Airlines.
companies out there, and then they can just give you one of those cards that let you fly. You should get. You've done a private jet. I saw some Snapchats on a private jet. Are they that cool?
They're pretty cool. I mean, it feels like you're in someone's home, so it makes me feel like, all right, I kind of wish I was just flying like first or something, because first is pretty cool. Like, it's just like cool.
It is cool.
Yeah. But private is awesome too, but it's like you're in someone's home, so it's like, hey, would you like some tea? And I'm like, okay, and they have to like go and get, it's weird. And there's a bed in the back and it looks so cozy, and it's like, I just want to lay in that bed.
Don't scratch your Rolex.
I know. Isn't it beautiful though?
I'm not into watches except for the Apple Watch that I wear.
Clearly you're not into watches.
This is the first watch I ever wore.
Yeah, and it looks like you love it.
I mean, I like it.
Yeah, right?
What do you makes you say that?
It kind of looks like a Rolex in a way.
I mean, I'm
in
sure.
an Apple format.
So what I
the
could
same
do?
colors.
Well, I could take a
black and-
picture of your Rolex watch and then just put it on as a face.
Let me see.
I'd have to do it.
Oh, okay.
This doesn't have a camera.
Oh, okay.
And if it did, I wouldn't be that pretentious prick that's like, okay, guys, I'm going to take a picture with my Apple Watch.
Don't people do that? Like you could set your camera somewhere else and
Yes.
like sneakily
That
take
you
pictures?
could do. That works. It's
Oh my
actually
God.
interesting, but it's not that. I guess you could. I never thought about sneaking pictures. Don't go putting it on the ground now. But that's legal in Georgia, I hear.
Is it?
It is.
Oh man.
It's not illegal to do that. I've just read an article somewhere.
Oh,
So anything else you want to add to this? Any words of wisdom? Any questions for me? Any statements? Anything?
I just feel like, if you really want to do something, you just have to put your mind to it and keep trying until you make it happen, because you only have yourself to blame if you don't make your goals happen. So, yeah.
Words of wisdom
Words of wisdom.
by Misshattan. Instagram at Misshattan. Thank you for coming out.
You're welcome.
Well, let's just
Thank you
shake
for
on
having
it so I
me.
don't hurt. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean,
What?
Yes. Did you want me to? Was that like here? Kiss my
bow?
hand. I mean, you're like, I'm used to just
Oh,
shaking
you're
a
used to,
hand.
like-
I'm like, yeah, what's up? But then you're like, then you did the womanly handshake right there. The here, kiss my hand. I can't kiss it. I'm too far. I'll be away from the microphone. All right. Thank you for coming out.
Thanks for having me.
Let's go back to the show. And there you have it. Good interview.
It's a good interview, really good.
Jared has a girlfriend now. Jared has a girlfriend now. Is this RAWtalk or is this your personal Tinder?
This is I'll be back in 2 and 2. Chuck Woolery, yo. Did you ever watch that show?
No.
No.
Uh-uh.
It was, what was it called?
Dating game.
Dating?
Oh, Love Connection.
No, Love Connection.
Love Connection, yeah.
It was so good. It
I
was
remember-
so bad. The guy, guys wearing all denim, going like, I'm gonna take you out.
What was it on MTV? Singled Out?
Well, that was Singled Out.
Who hosted that again? Wasn't that?
Chris Hardwick and Jenny
Yeah.
McCarthy.
We'll be back in 2 and 2.
That's what he said, back in 2 and 2, right?
2 and 2.
I don't even know what the hell that meant.
2 minutes and 2 seconds.
Oh.
Is that really what
yeah,
it was?
That's
2
what it
minutes,
was.
2
You know
seconds?
what's funny?
2-minute commercial break.
Chuck Woolery, when he did that Scrabble-ish type game on
I'm
TV,
wearing his shirt right now. as a
that
matter of fact.
Scrabble-ish type game, I don't remember what it was called.
Scrabble?
Words with Friends? No, I don't remember. Anyway,
It was Words with Friends.
very good
I played with him
interview.
on the toilet.
It's nice to see somebody that came out of college, went into the financial world, and then decided I
Screw
want
it.
to do photography.
Yep.
But built a following. I mean, you start with 0
Huge
Instagram followers.
following, man.
You have
That's
400,000. We discussed the Instagram, Snapchat stuff, as it was only 2 days old when we actually had that discussion. We talked about being a female in an industry, well, in any industry, what does that mean? Do you think that gets you more jobs or not?
76 cents to the dollar, so that's good.
Well, that's horrible. That's absolutely atrocious, the inequality when it comes to women and men's pay. Well, we're not getting all political here. But, it doesn't hurt the cause to be a good-looking girl who's a very good photographer, talented.
It's worked for you.
People want to work with people like that. It just is what it is. You not to be not politically correct, but it is true.
Yeah.
And you know what else is inspiring is I think there's probably a lot of listeners that are in jobs that might not be creative, and they've got a creative thing that they want to do.
Yep.
So to hear people's stories about how they kind of were like, you know what, I'm going to give it a shot.
Actually did it.
And they actually did it.
It's
always
scary.
nice. It's scary,
It's a
but
risk.
it's nice to hear success stories.
But also, she's in a different position because at her age, it was probably easier to take that leap because she could probably go back. Because I don't even know what she in her 20s?
Well,
she's
she
like
said she
17.
graduated college in 2011, so I want to say she's probably 27.
Okay, so she's in the
all right.
mid-20s. And it's a little harder for somebody that's 43 to say, yeah, I'm going to leave my job and I got 3 kids and stuff like that. So it's, of course, different for everybody, but that's the nature of the beast. So did you guys enjoy that interview? We try to do more. Like I said in the past, we don't want to do Skype interviews. We don't want to do Google Hangout style interviews.
In-house.
They just don't sound good. If we need to travel to go do an interview, we're going to do it. If somebody needs to come down here to do it, we're going to do it. We'll try to do as many as possible because we'll do it live. We like sharing as much information and interview and as
It's not
many
as
interviews
personable,
possible.
yeah.
No,
as
it's
it is
not. It's
here
not. I don't
in
like
person.
doing the computer thing.
Yep.
Usually, I like being interviewed, but I'm usually standing there going, I'm like,
Checking your
phone.
Gear-
Did you actually talk about how you guys met at
Yeah, in
You did, okay.
Well, I actually didn't say
In Vegas.
What happened when we met in Vegas?
What
We
did
got
happen?
sidetracked. Well, what happened is she put on my harness,
Oh,
She helped me get into the harness.
Yeah,
Which one was
I
that?
remember that.
Which harness?
the yellow one.
This is the 5-minute portrait that we did shooting out of the
your room?
helicopter.
Can we
Oh,
send
the
Dan?
helicopter, not
Give
your
Dan the
room.
picture.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably have a screenshot or
Thumbnail?
a picture of her
No,
putting
well,
that on.
Oh, you may have a picture of
I actually
her.
have footage. I think.
But I was
Here,
going to use the
picture here.
footage. I was going to say the footage of me walking from the helicopter.
Another picture. There.
Sure.
The footage of me walking from the helicopter. I have the harness on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, so good interview, and let's get to Gear of the Week.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So
Yay.
Gear of the Week this week is not physically here because when I got a call, when the phone rang, hello, this is Scott Heath from some PR agency representing Canon.
Good dude.
Hi. What do you want?
Oh no, I'm Scott Heath.
Oh, I'm
Who's this guy on the?
I'm Jared.
He's like, where do you want this thing sent? I'm like, send it to the Fro factory because I don't want it here. I'm like, how much does it weigh?
Can I send it somewhere else? Because that sounds pretentious.
No. 472 pounds.
I got this
shipment.
crate, but it's actually filled with carrots and apples.
So this picture of me on it, courtesy of Stephen Eckert's photography skills, took a picture of me up there. That is the Canon ProGraph 4000.
4,000.
I have the 1000 over here, which does 17 by 22, and this is the 4000. They have a 2000, which does 24-inch wide, and I think they said they were going to send me that one. I'm like, no, I want the big one.
best of the best.
I want the 44-inch wide one.
Isn't there
So
one
she's at-
above that too? Right?
There's a 60-inch one, but that one only has 9 inks.
Is
I
that
believe.
also the red L line?
No, I don't know that the big one has that.
Oh, it's just
The 44 is really the pro. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But I know that the 44-inch one that we have is Gear Week 3 weeks ago was the cartridges, I think, because the cartridges came before the printer.
Yep.
But the printer is waiting over there. It's 12 ink cartridges. It's got roll paper and everything along those lines.
That's
and,
awesome.
44-inch wide. And the paper that I have from Red River, because I had them send me the Arctic Polar Luster, which I like, comes in rolls of 50 feet. They're 50-foot rolls, and I can't wait to print on them.
how long do you think until it's actually set up? You think until the Fro factory is actually ready for us to move in, or
No,
prior to that?
I'd like to do it after I get back from vacation, which is when I technically am back when this show is airing.
So this week, right now, you're probably.
I-
So
there
we should be
setting
there
it
right
up.
now, Steven.
I hope to get it going
Yeah.
to at least we'll get a big ass tent and cover it.
I think we just really have to cover the bottom too, because
Well,
if they're
a full pack. We'll do a
cleaning
full
shit,
coverage because we'll
blowing
keep it
stuff around,
downstairs. There's a
yeah,
lot of dust in
scary.
there still.
Good.
A lot of.
Giant condom for it.
We'll get a giant condom for
Essentially,
it.
yeah.
A Canon condom. and we'll come up with that. And I can't wait to print with it.
Yeah, that'll be really cool.
That'll be cool.
So thank you, Canon, for sending that. That is a loaner. It said loaner on the email, and by loaner, I think there's
good luck picking it up.
I think there's a good probability that I'm not shipping it. Postman Fro's not taking it out, so it may just have found a new home.
Yeah, because they would have to dismantle it, pack it back up, send the truck again.
It's
a lot of work.
Too expensive to do that. They also send the roll feeder with it, the one that so we could have polar luster and a different like glossy or something connected, and it will print from one or the other.
That's awesome.
Automatically. Has a densitometer. Postman Fro video you have.
Now we just have to actually hang up the prints.
We do.
That's the next step. Showcase them.
First print. What do you guys vote for the first print?
On your door.
No, what of?
Of you. Or no, but what's behind the door? Remember we were talking about that?
I'm going to do the print. I think I want to do the print of Mia's Keira Knightley.
Oh, of course, a giant picture of you.
But do it like crop it down the side so it's, the white background. It's just me.
Can we put my watermark down there?
Maybe.
At the corner or something?
It's going to be good.
Yep.
All right, so that's Gear of the Week. Big thank you to Canon for hooking us up with that bad boy to use as a loaner. We have no partnership and no deal or anything in line with that. They just wanted to send it. Obviously, they know that we have reach. We've done a ton of printing with that Pro 1000. A ton of printing. Every time we do a shoot
single review,
I make a point of printing because it just looks so damn good.
I think it just adds value to the actual review because you're not just looking at it on a computer screen, but you're actually printing it out. You're showcasing every aspect of photography in that point.
Even the Nikon D1X stuff. Even printing out the Nikon D1X stuff. Because you look on the computer and you're like, damn, look at the grain. You print it out 17 by 22 and you're like...
And that's a 6 megapixel camera right there.
You're like, I don't know the difference here.
22.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
All right, that's Gear of the Week. Let's get into Flying Solo. Are we ready?
Let's do it.
Should we do some photo news music for Flying Solo?
Nope.
Okay. I guess no photo news means no photo news music for audioblocks.com/go/fro. What about videoblocks.com/go/fro? What about graphicstock.com/go/fro?
Nope.
Anything else I could shamelessly plug? Oh, these all came from Instagram.
Oh, okay.
So when
they say their name and place?
Well, I asked them to say their name and where they're from. Doesn't look like the first guy did it.
Awesome.
John Mowry. What is your favorite scene from Super Troopers? I want to know right meow.
I was just going to say that. Right meow. So are you saying meow?
Who wants a mustache ride?
There's so many.
I mean, I like the intro scene. Like I really like when they
kind of
pull
forget
the guys
what.
over.
The intro
that's
scene
where the
is
stoner
of.
they blow. They look like they're gonna pull him over, speed past him, slam on the brakes, reverse, then pull them over.
He's
that
tripping
sets
out.
the whole movie up. I really like
that movie. Was fantastic. Did they did beer
league.
Beer Fest.
Beer Fest.
They did Beer Fest.
Was
after.
that good? I still never saw
Beer
it.
Fest is a classic too. I'm waiting for Super Troopers 2.
Yeah.
Still.
All right, could
Soon.
be good.
That was a random question, by the way.
I think probably because I said I need your questions right meow in the Instagram. Reitzel. WR
at Reitzel. This is an Instagram name.
Yeah, WRIGHTZLE.
Okay.
Hey, Fro, Todd, Steven, and Dan. What precautions would you take to protect your gear if you are planning to go for a long desert excursion with rain, dust, and a high possibility of stealing or robbery without breaking the bank or your back? Maybe don't
freaking
go.
Safe at that point.
I'll be camping for more than a week with my gear besides bags and spare cards and batteries. I'm not sure what to do, especially security-wise. I thought you might have an idea for your Grand Canyon trip.
Actually, now that I think of it.
The show, Jeremy from Claremont, California.
Did we even lock up the Grand Canyon?
I mean,
stuff?
I
feel like we just
were
left
like
them
an hour away from like a road.
Yeah, we were in the middle of nowhere.
It was all in the
it was
gear
just in
tent.
the gear tent. No
The
one
only way
watching
to worry
it.
about were coyotes or
People could have
bison.
easily taken
Cows.
all that.
The
Yeah.
cows.
Yeah.
My hope was that in the middle of the night we would just hear a cow fall into the Grand Canyon and just hear the. I asked them, like, do cows ever fall in? And they're like, probably not. But maybe if they were being chased.
Oh well, that's what the Native Americans used to do. They chased the bison over the mountain.
Really?
Oh, wow. I
Yes.
didn't know that.
I learned that in history.
And then they went down to get them.
Yes.
I guess
of
easy
course.
kill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what?
Fun fact.
What advice do we have for this guy? I mean,
Get a
I
weather
don't-
sealed camera first
I
of all
think
for the
you
dust
take,
and all that.
I think you take hydrophobia from Think Tank.
You can get cheaper options too if you want.
Yeah, but he sounds like he's going to be in the extreme wind area.
Okay.
I would get some kind of taser because he
Get a shotgun.
threatened the security.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that he could have security detail. I know the perfect person who could run security for him. You're hitting nothing but the sky. A bird just fell out. Did you hear the bird?
Some bitch.
All right, so I mean, shit, man.
Yeah, I mean, when I'm traveling places, I typically...
If you got a car or something, obviously lock it up
I always
in
pop
there.
it in the trunk,
Yeah.
keep the keys on me.
No, I think he's camping for more than a week.
I'm just saying that's what I would do if I was traveling.
Look,
that's
if you're camping, you sleep with it.
I usually still bring my car when I'm camping, though.
Handcuff it to your
Depends
body.
where you're going.
Stick it up your ass.
That's a small lens. That's the rectal linear lens. That's a new 12 millimeter rectal linear. Jeez, I don't have much to say other than I would bring sealed bags that you could put your cards and batteries in, or like a little Pelican thing. I know you don't. Weight is probably an issue, so
Yeah, a ton of Ziploc bags, all that.
That's true.
yeah. I don't. If anybody knows anything, leave this guy a comment because hopefully he hasn't gone on the trip yet.
Yeah, good luck. I mean, Pelican case always works out too. For that
Oh,
kind of
and
stuff.
he asked about the Grand Canyon. Yeah, we didn't do anything because
didn't.
nobody
It
was
was
even
just
near us.
Literally in a
we were
tent.
an hour
Anyone
away
could have
from
taken it.
the road.
No,
Yeah.
nobody
We
was.
were
Nobody.
like 2 or 3 hours away.
No,
It was
2 hours.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was far.
Still thinking 2K. How do you break past the research and planning stages of building your brand and actually start putting the plans and research gained into action? I feel I'm stuck on trying to make sure everything is perfect at first. This is super easy. So how do you break? What did he say? Break? Is break in here at all? How do you break past the research? You stop researching, you get off your ass, and you start doing. Just put shit out into the world. I am Bernie Sanders. The way that you do this is to stop doing all of the research and actually go into the world and do something. VoteBernieSanders.com 2020. That's what you really need to do. Stop the research. It's like all the people that go to conference after conference after conference. Comfortable. And they get too comfortable at conferences. They get too comfortable at conferences, and all they do is think that they need to keep learning. Instead, the best
And
way
they don't
to
get
learn.
confident.
The best way to learn is to do. So you do it, and then you learn from the mistakes that you make, or you learn from the successes that you have, and you figure out what direction to go. If all you do is read books and do research and build business plans, you're not actually doing anything.
Yeah, learning from your successes and your failures is the best way to go about it.
Moves like Jaggers. Hey, I'm Greg Jaggers, pronounced like Mick Jagger.
Thanks.
I just finished a 270-mile backpacking trip through Europe. A 270-mile backpacking trip, carried my D800 the entire way. I was rewarded with some of the best shots of my life. I am torn between licensing them to a stock site or creating a fine art print series. What are some of the pros and cons to each? Moreover, is it possible to have overlap? I am concerned that licensing a portion might devalue the handful I want to print. I would appreciate any marketing advice you can send my way. Thanks. So this is one of those tough questions.
It's a good question.
Is this stuff actually saleable?
Yeah.
For one, on your own. If it's saleable if you have people to buy it.
Well, I think
following
when
type
you have
thing.
a name for yourself, yeah.
When you've built a name, and that is one of the hardest things to do, is you build a following, then you can just sell directly to the following. Do you license to an agency? Why would an agency want it? Is this something that is still actually viable? Are these things that stock agencies actually do, or are they going to give you just $5 for the photos? You're better off creating stories, a story about your entire trip and releasing the images free for personal use that could hopefully lead to getting jobs or calls from people to want to pay you to do something else. I don't think that stock agencies make any sense. They're dead and dying. Everything is like freemium. Pay $99 to graphic stock and get access to all of our stock images. I mean, that's what the world we're living in looks like right now.
And it depends what the subject matter is and what the shots are, because if it's the same old tourist spot that everyone's visiting and taking pictures of, they probably already have licensed images of that location or whatever it is they're taking photos of.
And you can create these fine art print series, but who's going to buy it? And I'm not trying to dissuade you from doing either. I'm just saying, laying it out here that somebody needs to buy it. You need to get people interested in the images to buy it one way or the other. So I don't know if I answered it, but that's my answer.
Thank you.
Big F 1981 Frank. From Weston Supermary, England. Love the last 5-minute portrait. A question for Todd and Steven regarding it.
You mean Stod?
Stod. We saw you both, #Stod. We saw you both end up in a couple of pictures. How hard is it to film in this way?
Oh my God.
In small environments, trying to keep out of each other's shots, out of Jared's way, communicate whilst being silent the whole time, and still get the great footage. Well done, and thanks to all.
It's so tough.
Yeah, I mean, we decide early on that you're going to be on Jared. You're going to try to always be on Jared.
Because Jared always talks to my camera.
And then I always try to be on the and I always try to be on the other subject and almost get like a 2-shot.
Exactly.
Let me say why I always talk to Steven. Because his is generally in focus, unlike Todd.
Damn it. He's the real focus.
And you always seem very comfortable with that, which is fine.
And the hard part is trying to not break the 180 rule, not getting in his shots.
Yeah, that's the only thing we'll do is like when we shot yesterday, I pretty much stayed still, and as he moved, you moved your 180.
I moved around your angle.
Yeah, you moved around me, and I just kind of kept the 2-shot.
Yeah.
But you know, besides that, we always have the point of view camera.
Yep.
Which always makes it easier.
So we always got the safety
180.
point of view shot and the behind the scenes GoPro shot where if we're both moving or something like that, I can cut to that. I usually don't move though until you start shooting because I know when I'm editing it, I'm going to cut to your point of view angle. And that's my, out to get to move around you and all that kind of stuff. But the D1X stuff that we just shot recently, the hard part about that is every time I would get settled and finally get a shot, I'd be in your shot and you'd be like, you have to move.
Yeah.
And I was constantly running around.
We always have to keep an eye on what lens he's shooting
If he's
with.
shooting wide,
so if he's shooting wide, we got to be all the way out.
Yep.
And then once we know he's tighter, then we can get some cooler shots over the shoulder.
So wide, I'm usually profile on him. If it's telephoto, I'm usually straight on, over the shoulder of whoever he's shooting.
Yep.
It's tough, though. It's definitely... The D1X was one of the toughest shoots.
Well, the good thing is I don't worry about this at all. I just do my thing.
But that's the goal, is that you shouldn't have to worry about it. That's our problem.
Yeah, and they do a good job.
Yeah.
So there you have it.
Best of the best.
With honors, sir.
#Stod.
We're putting out the content. I mean, we're putting out TV-ready content. We're putting out content that is superior to companies that are owned by massively large companies that have full-on production teams and still aren't capable of matching what we're doing. They may be able to match quality and cuts for a short period of time, but they're not putting out long-form content that is episodic and is actually enjoyable to watch and has good photos in it.
Yeah, and you have to keep in mind it's
I can't wait till there's a show like that.
It's a minimum skeleton crew, literally the 4 of us, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's tough.
2.5 people.
2.5 people.
David Gukaki.
Whoa, wait, what?
Whoa.
David
is that a B?
Gukaki. David
Sounds like my search engine.
Guac
Search history.
Guakai. Guakahi. Fro, there's any other way to get an I Shoot Raw t-shirt beside ordering online, like a store or something like that? Because I live in Europe and I can't order, like you said, multiple times. Now, if I go to America someday, I really want to get one. I Shoot Raw shirt. Big hug, Fro crew. David Tejera from Portugal. Somebody get me a ruling on this. Is Portugal in European Union?
Yes, according to Dan. He's shaking
It is?
his
Where
head.
the hell is Portugal? It's
My
next to
geography is
near
terrible,
Spain.
dude.
Oh, so
It's next to Spain.
He's actually in Europe. Is Portugal in Europe?
It's a date of Portuguese honey and
I guess it is. I don't know this stuff because I've never been to Portugal. Sorry. No, we don't sell it in any. We don't sell it.
In the EU.
We don't sell it in stores. But if you came to the United States, we could ship it to you. And if we ever come,
You should make the Fro factory like a storefront. sell shirts out of it. Noah will be behind the
Just have
counter.
people come by and yell at Noah, "Stop being weird
I'm not buying
and
shit
give me
either.
a medium."
I said medium.
It's medium.
It's
Add a
medium.
Jared special. Give me a medium.
Toddler size.
Extra medium. Dude,
Baby doll.
One day. So, is anybody out there a body paint artist?
I don't know. We were
Oh,
just
'cause you're
looking
gonna
at
paint your
pictures
shirt
of the
on.
girl that we know that was getting it done.
Oh, make a note to see who the body paint artist is so that I can get I Shoot Raw shirt made on my body for a show.
Joffy's done. Joffy's done.
I mean, you're
body
almost
art
there
stuff.
with your tight muscle shirts you got going on.
I know. So unfortunately, we can't sell in the European Union, But if you do come to the United States of America, you can purchase as many as you want.
If you survive.
Eddie B. Jones, #1 Eddie Jones from England.
#1 Eddie.
Hi, Stephen, Todd, and Contrast King. That's me.
Contrast
I am
King.
creating a new website, an information-based website, and was wondering what is the best way to promote it and increase traffic to the site. Thanks for all the great content. The easiest way to create to promote content or to get people to your site is to make YouTube videos. It's free to put videos on the internet. Use social media. Abuse social media. Most of it is free. Get it out into the world. You want traffic to your site? Make YouTube videos about the stuff that is in your traffic-y stuff that you want to get to your site, and you're going to get traffic to your site. That is free traffic 101. Make relevant videos, put them on YouTube. Hopefully people do search it out, but start to get it on other social medias to get people talking. That's how you increase traffic.
Boom.
David _Real Passion David, El Paso, Texas. Long walks on the beach. Hey, Fro. Should any photographer sign their client's Adorama Pics photo book? Or is that a thing only more known/famous photographers like yourself do?
Only pretentious.
I can't tell if he's making fun of me or asking a legitimate question. Is this you?
What?
Oh, I wish it was me. No, I think it's a legitimate question. I mean, you know.
Is this me?
Sign the book.
I mean, it depends. I mean, if you think the client thinks there's value to it, then sign it. If they,
it's art. Your art is your thing. When a painter has a painting,
I think that's fine.
They sign it. So I'm signing the book because it's my book of
your
photos, and that's my art.
You created
Any
it,
artist that paints, even Bob Ross would paint Bob Ross, whatever the hell Bob Ross painted on the bottom.
trees.
I don't know. What did he paint?
He painted like his BH or something.
I think Bob Ross
Shit.
is on Netflix
Bob
now,
Ross,
by the way.
PR.
You can like fall asleep to Bob
Yeah,
Ross
you can.
again.
I have to maybe watch some of them. My brother and I used to watch those at home. So yeah, I think there's no reason why you shouldn't sign it. It's your art. Sign it.
Yeah,
So-
I think that's okay.
And it doesn't matter if you're famous or not famous.
Yeah, Jared's not.
Colton _Edward _Campbell. Why do you never test Sony cameras? Do you just hate mirrorless? Haha. And what do Todd and Steven think about Sony's video quality? I'm assuming he means think about Sony's video quality. And why do you never test Sony cameras? Well, for one, Sony has never sent us cameras because actually
They've sent us
we did the one.
no, that was
wasn't
Amazon
sent
got
that.
them to send Sony cameras from Lens Rentals for
It was
the
never directly from Sony.
mirrorless versus DSLR video we did.
Yep.
Oh, right.
So for whatever reason, I've never had a real deal contact at Sony. We did the RX100 Mark IV.
They sent that, yeah.
That was directly for Sony.
That might be it.
We're trying to do more of everything.
We
I
would
don't give
totally
a shit.
test it, yeah.
I will take whatever their new camera is that comes out next and do a 5-minute portrait on it. We met a girl out at VidCon who is the new Sony marketing person for PR, for reaching out to people like us. So we met her. She came up to us, me, when I say us, Jeff was with me, to me and us, and we gave her our information. She's like, I love your videos. My boss loves your videos. We want to work with you. I'm like, about time.
Yeah.
Because last time they did one of those excursions, we didn't get a call.
No.
They had bloggers there.
It was when they announced the
Bloggers
lenses, I believe,
there.
right? All
Yeah.
the G Master lenses.
Of all the people there, we weren't there.
Yeah.
What do you think about their video quality? Do you have any idea?
You know, I've never personally shot on a Sony. I've seen some footage from like the FS5 and 7.
I've heard good stuff.
I've heard good
but
stuff,
I've never
too.
had my hands on it.
I've
I'd like to get
personally
my
never
hands
used it.
on one of those as well as like the Panasonics.
Yeah.
Like the GH4 and whatever comes out from there.
We can do that.
Yep.
Yo-Yo 2092. If you're doing video, why not use a cinema camcorder like Canon EOS C100? What are the pros, cons versus DSLRs? Steven.
Well, one, it shoots C-Log. I think that's first and foremost. It shoots C-Log. And a lot of them are usually 10-bit or 12-bit.
So higher quality.
Higher quality in terms of color grading and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, they're the main things. There's still 1080 or 4K with the C300 Mark II. The new ones have the dual pixel AF, where the original C100, I don't believe, did. There's a lot of benefits to still owning a C100.
Cons price.
C300.
Versus a DSLR.
That's the biggest thing. I mean, that's why people go in at the DSLR price.
because you're still getting very similar type footage.
I mean, you can shoot something that looks
same.
just as good practically
You
if you
can
know what
shoot.
you're doing.
It's like you could shoot a video guide on a 60D and with an 18-135 kit lens and be my best-selling guide.
yeah.
It'd be awesome if
Who
we could
does
do
that?
that.
Most of it's not in
Morons.
focus, though. I will tell you that.
Straight out
from
of focus.
Todd shooting.
Again.
He's like, I'll use a kit lens for days. It lets me zoom. And I'm sitting there, and he's doing these snap zooms.
I'm zooming, but I'm not refocusing.
What we went through
he was
to
so
shoot.
bent out of shape about what I was doing.
I'm like, you don't have pro lenses? How are you shooting me without pro lenses?
Shut your pie hole, Jared and Dance Monkey.
What an unbelievable... Yeah, he's like, you need to do this 4 times.
And look what happened. It worked out in
like,
the end.
He was going to pull the plug.
I know.
He's
until
gonna
you
pull the
edited a
plug.
cut for him, right?
I'm not sitting here today in this loft
Without that guide.
Without
or
Todd
in the
Wolf.
old loft.
Without Todd,
Without
the
Todd
Rod
Wolf.
Wolf.
Seriously, we're not sitting here today. We're not owning a fro factory down the street if that guide didn't get made. Somehow his editing mastery skills.
I mean, that made FroKnowsPhoto, I believe, still exist.
Well, it gave me my first thing to sell.
Yeah.
First thing to offer as a thank you. And so, or as a way for people to learn, for one, and thank me for all the free 1,000 videos or whatever I did up until that point. It was less than 1,000, but Todd's editing mastery skills on that, because he had me redo each scene 3 or 4 times.
That's because we were only shooting with one camera.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's like Alan's camera. I had you do that a couple times.
Yeah.
When we did
So
the latest. Yeah.
you had one more thing to say about it?
And then the C100 and C300, all the EOS cinema cameras, they also have usually record in 422, or I think the C300 does 444 at like 12-bit, like something insane. So again, when it comes to color correction, it's...
Well, and I will say the benefits are as well. They've got built-in ND filters.
Yes.
A lot of those cameras have that. And then you've got great sound options. You can plug
XLR
directly in with
input,
XLR.
typically.
You don't need like a juice link or any kind of like extra
loves
deal
his
there.
juice
So
link.
Yeah.
that sound and ND filters are one of the biggest things to me in terms of that stuff.
And that's why I love the XC10 in terms of like that also has a built-in ND filter.
Exactly.
Not nearly as powerful as the one in the C300, but it's still enough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Andrew Smith, thank you for the question. Andrew Smith Photos. Hi, Fro, Steven, Todd, and Dan. He just wrote DAN.
Dumbass.
Who's
Andrew
that?
from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I watch your podcast and video as you spend more time than most talking about the aspects of running your business and creating brand awareness instead of just gear-related questions. That's a compliment. I had to read it a bunch of times
Yeah.
to realize
I thought
that.
about that too.
I watched your interview with Robert Kaplan of Photo Brigade, and you said that you absolutely love business, hence the reason why you often work with Gary Vaynerchuk. When it comes down to it, do you enjoy taking photos or running your brand more? Has the business aspect become more enjoyable than actually taking photos, or do you still often wish that you could pull back and simply go by yourself and shoot more photos? Thanks. I think that I love the business aspect around the photography aspect. The fact that I've been able to create a business out of shooting whatever the hell I want to educate and help learn and have fun and have people enjoy content is the business now.
Yeah, I think he's though asking like, what if you had to choose one or the other? What would you?
Is he asking if I had to choose?
I mean,
or
he
do
was
you
kind
still
of getting
often
at that.
wish that you could pull back? No, I do not wish I would pull back to struggling, wondering where the next job's going to come after 2 months of not having a gig, having an awesome gig, and then all of a sudden gets pulled out from under you because the founder of the owner of the company decided they met Joe Schmo over here who also has a camera, and now they want to hire them. Fighting for every single deal that comes your way in terms of taking a job. Now, that's what you do until you get to the point where you can do almost whatever you want to be creative. It's just so happened that I found this direction and went with it, and it gives me the ability to do 5-minute portraits, to do real-world reviews, to do the TV show at the Grand Canyon, to make this content, but still have it be around creating. If I am not creating, I am sitting here dying, and Todd's getting phone calls like, I don't know what to do with my life.
He's an angry bear.
Hey, I'm getting phone calls too usually.
Steven's getting
Not
phone
just
calls.
Why do we even do this?
It's usually call Todd first, then call me, then call Todd again.
That's because
then
I tell him to
me.
call you. I was like, don't
Then
call me,
Todd
call
and I
Steven.
will call each other and talk about it.
Damn, Jared's annoying again. Will shut
That's why I
up.
was-
Jared
that's-
calling you
that's why I
too.
was glad when Noah was around. He could just bitch to Noah.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
Now it's just back to how it was.
But no, I wouldn't want to pull back and go to simply shoot and shoot. No, I want to
Yeah.
share everything I create.
And I still think you shoot a ton with between the real world reviews, the 5-minute portraits, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Narcissist.
Zach Mayhew. Zach from Nebraska. Here. When you print to these Canon prints, are you printing straight from Lightroom or are you using Canon printing software? So I'm using a plug-in from Canon inside of the Lightroom software. What I will tell you is that
What's the plugin called again?
Canon
Plug-in
Printer,
McPluggerson?
It's just like
Canon
Print
Print
Studio?
Print Studio Pro.
Okay.
Canon Print something or other.
Gotcha.
It's very good, easy to use.
It's free with the printer, I assume.
It comes with, I think it does. It's a great plugin. So I honestly am not too good at printing outside of Lightroom. It's actually easier to print out of Photoshop. And the reason I say that is because when I was on the phone with the Epson guy, Eddie Murphy at Epson, he was giving me all the information to how to print from the Epson P600 that I have back there. And it was harder. And I'm like, why don't you guys have a software like Canon has a software that's just easy that I don't have to change this and change that and set this and set that. That's more difficult. I don't have to tell it which black ink to print with. He's like, we're working on it.
Which is why you tend to choose the Pro 1000 in terms of ease of use.
Dude, I turn the Pro 1000 on. I go into Lightroom. I tell it what size paper to use, and it takes the raw file and interpolates it to whatever size it needs to be properly. And I don't have to leave Lightroom.
Like we'll come in to record, say, the outro back at the loft from the reviews, and I'll be like, "Oh, did you print out the pictures yet?" And you'll be like, "Oh, not yet." 20 minutes later, you have about 6 or 7 prints already made, and that fast.
So one of the things that the Canon people told me is that you don't need to print on the highest quality, which would take 30-ish minutes of print.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, high is plenty enough. You'll never see the difference. And that's coming directly from them. Don't quote me on that, but that's coming directly from them. But don't quote me allegedly on that. I'm pretty sure that's what they told me.
Pretty sure.
But I asked, and they're like, dude, what are you doing? I even think the Epson guy said the same thing.
Yeah.
He's like, if you overdo the DPI, don't need to do that. Stuff like that.
I believe it.
Photo Marthy. His name's Rob Marthy. Rochester, New York.
Oh, yeah, right.
That's all he said. That is all his question was.
He just put his name?
He just put his name.
And where he's from.
Raj Marthy _ Rochester, New York.
That's awesome.
I did ask for them to give us their name and location.
Well, he did half of it right.
And he did.
He forgot to
that
ask
part.
the question.
Well, he nailed that. Good for him.
Good job.
He'll probably get the spin then.
Oh, that's true. So
definitely a winner right there.
It is time to spin the wheel. Well, it's not time to spin it. We got to read the stuff that's on it, and then we got to spin it for somebody to win it.
Spin it to win it.
All right, so here we go. Let's see what we have here. Oh, it's on Squarespace. Squarespace.com/fro to get a 14-day free trial. I highly suggest that you use Squarespace. It's what I personally use. It's what Steven will use one day when he makes a website.
One day.
2.5 years later, after having his free Squarespace turned on.
I think it's already off again.
You may actually get time now that Dan is doing the editing.
Oh, yeah.
No?
Maybe. I'm still editing a ton of stuff.
Created a free guide, FroKnowsPhoto.com/branding. Go get that 2.5-hour guide that I created. It's free. Download it.
I should watch that.
Videoblocks.com/go/fro. They have lots of B-roll. We use B-roll. We love B-roll. We're all about B-roll. B-roll is the glue that gets your waffles. It's like maple syrup to your waffle.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
As glue is to your wallpaper.
Peanut butter to your jelly.
As peanut butter it is to my dog.
It's your dog.
What?
It's all right because it's your dog.
That's what I'm saying. It's my dog.
Oh, Chet.
Was that a super bad reference, or is that a... Nope. That's Road Trip.
Oh,
it's Road Trip. He's like, well, it was my dog, so it's not cheating because it's your dog.
Did you kill a cheetah?
Her name was...
It was like Rwanda or so. What was it?
It wasn't LaFwanda.
No, that's Napoleon.
Oh, that was LaFwanda.
Is that what I'm thinking of?
Hi, Dad. I love when she pulls him in. She's like, I love your ears. That movie, when they spoof him and say, well, I think we found this hood in he's a racist. I think that's not mine. That's not mine.
That was so good.
That is such a great
movie.
What?
I forgot all about that.
Yeah. That movie and Superbad, and Super Troopers, we should have a movie night at the Fro Factory when we start doing that. And
Would
Canon,
you be there?
What?
Would you be there?
I would like Canon to get us a 4K projector, or somebody.
8K
to get us a 4K. All right, yes. 2 4K projectors that work in tandem to give us 8K.
What did they do? Wasn't it like 4, 4, 4, and 4 or something?
It was 2 4Ks interpolated or something.
Is that what it was?
Yeah,
I thought there was
something like that.
How amazing did that look at Canon Expo?
Crazy.
It looked incredible.
8K.
Yeah.
Holy Jesus.
Yeah.
What are we on? Video blocks? Next. My bag.
Yes.
You have my
One day.
bag. I gave it to you for the holidays.
Yeah.
Store.froknowsphoto.com.
I've
Check
used
out
it.
the I Shoot Raw custom think tank photo bag. It is awesome. It's what I use. It's what I'll be using for the next 20 years to be my shoulder bag. Rode microphones each and every week. We use Rode microphones to record this show. Do we sound awesome? Hey, what's up? What are you wearing? Kessler Crane. KesslerCrane.com/Fro. Use the code FRO10 to get 10% off your order. And we love Kessler Crane. We can't wait to break that freaking Pocket Jib Pro out when we get into the damn Fro factory one day.
Damn it.
Hey, look, spin again. And the grand prize.
Who's that?
Well, we asked people what they thought we should put on the wheel, and that hasn't happened yet. So this is staying on there till we read about it.
They enjoyed your crotch.
But I really like that. The other options, if you guys still want to vote,
Because we haven't looked at the votes yet.
Creeping.
And Todd creeping in the background.
You got Todd.
Yeah,
Todd
Canon with my face, right over my face.
Yep.
Just Todd's hat.
Yeah.
And then the Canon with rainbow. All printed on the Canon Pro Graph 1000.
Ooh.
It looks really good.
How's it smell?
Smells like a
Sniff
printer.
test.
All right, so if you win a printer, I don't know what printer it is, but I have to ask them what one. Adoramapics.com. Use the code FROBOOKNP, all one word, uppercase, to get that 21% off. Then there's a FroKnowsPhoto guide to video editing. Think Tank Photo, they make cool fit camera bags that we absolutely love and use. We've got audioblocks.com/go/Fro. We use that for background music all the time. Store.froknowsphoto.com. That's where you can find all of your FroKnowsPhoto and iShootRAW merch, except we can't ship you iShootRAW merchandise to European Union. Then I guess I learned today includes Portugal. Rode microphone, that's the video mic me. We've got Lexar, that's the Lexar hub. Funny thing about the Nikon D1X video is that I broke out my original Lexar 1 gigabyte.
Oh, the one you paid like
$279. I paid $279 in 2003, I believe, for that card. If I bought it in 2001 or in 2000, that was probably about $1,000 for 1 gig.
What was the write speed on that thing?
Slow. 40.
Ultra slow.
I think it's 40X.
What's the one we have today? It's like 2000X in these
26,
SD cards.
26.
It was dial-up.
Well, the SD cards are 2000X.
Oh,
these ones.
so fast. And then the C-Fasts are even faster.
Yeah.
Then we've got Fro Prize, You In My Face, Hoya. And then you got FroKnowsPhoto.com. Click on guides for all our guides. Back to Squarespace. Time to spin the wheel and to see who's the wiener.
Who's going to be the wiener?
Spin it this way.
Weirdo.
The bag side? The opposite side.
Oh, I hope it wins. Hope it lands on the bag. Bag.
Around and round it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. The Wheel of Fro, we're watching it this week. Oh, shit.
Where's our poppers at? The confetti.
You're a winner.
Oh my gosh.
So for
That lasted a good 2 weeks.
Wow.
For like 6 months, 8 months, we had on there
Epson.
the other printer, and now, congratulations, this is going to go to a name on the screen. We're going to go through the flying solo questions and get somebody right here. There's going to be a name and there's going to be audio. We'll record it after we pick it.
Right now.
Greg Jaggers moves like Jaggers. Congratulations to you.
Awesome. They had a great question, too.
The best question.
Really great
Loved it,
question.
loved
yeah,
it.
really
Yeah.
liked it.
Amazing. Now I've got to call Canon. And now
Now
I
you
just
got to work this out.
Yeah.
now I got to figure out what the hell's
luck.
going to happen. Maybe they'll
You
give
finally
another.
printed them out too, and they already off the wheel.
Now it's
probably.
ruined.
Maybe we'll need another. That was a good spin, man.
You shouldn't have switched sides.
You blew it.
That was a good spin.
That
I'm
was a
happy.
good spin. Yeah,
Aren't
man,
you
that's
happy
awesome.
for?
I am happy for them, though. They are. I mean, I've drank with them before, and they are a party.
In college, right? Yeah, back in college.
They're a party.
Yeah, good
Miss
people.
Hatton. No, I'm just kidding. So hey, look at that. What a good
That's
spin.
so funny.
It landed, and no, actually, I forgot to tell you guys. It's actually not winning Canon. You're winning what I'm pointing to. All right, that's going to be it, guys. We have no memes this week because
crazy.
we were away. We didn't expect that to happen, but
That never happens.
Jared will be back with sunburn.
I hope I'm back. Knock on some wood. And if not, you guys have a show to put up in my absence, forever. I'm sorry, mundane. I'm sorry.
Talk.
You and Tupac.
Just bring in the hologram. I'm sure you could cut up all old episodes and just use a soundboard.
The program.
What am I even doing
about that?
What am I even doing here?
We'll just have your dad take your place.
Oh, good. Nuts. Jared, do you need nuts? All right.
What are we talking about here?
Let's put an end and put this to rest. Misshattan, thank you for coming down to being a part of this interview. Thank you to you guys for sticking it out to do 2 shows in a row in one day. Congratulations to Moves Like Jaggers.
That person who won.
This person again for winning.
Love him.
And
awesome.
Big thank you to Canon for giving away that big awesome prize of a printer of some kind. I will make that phone call, and you will be getting a prize person winning that person. And that's it. Let's get out of here. That's RAWtalk episode 194. You can find all the photo news on next week's show when we have photo news, because this week we didn't. So FroKnowsPhoto.com/RAWtalk-194 is where this episode's page is, if you care, but there's no news there.
There's timestamps and stuff too, though.
Hashtag congratulations, Moves Like Jaggers. Blank spaces. Congratulations, underscore.
Also, hashtag
Stod. Any other hashtags, Dan? Did you think of any hashtags? Well, I need to have him start writing down what could be possible hashtags for the end of the show. What'd you say? Buy or something? No. Hated it.
All right. He took that back. Don't write down anything now.
Where's bring back no? Hashtag bring back Noah. Hashtag bring back Joe.
No, let's not go that far.
Okay.
I like Joe.
All right, guys. Let's go. I'm out. See ya. Bye. Jared Polin. FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya. Did you see where it landed?